Hello dear students. Today we'll discuss about wave nature of electromagnetic radiation. Before we go to this topic, I want to discuss about a small topic. So that is nothing but isoelectronic species. We already studied about isobar, isotopes, isotone, isn't it? So this is another one, that is isoelectronic species. So what is isoelectronic species? So this may be ion, this may be atom, this may be molecule, which contains same number of electron. Those may be different atoms, different elements, different atoms or molecules which contains same number of electron. Here I'll consider example, that is example for this one is Cl minus and K plus. Cl minus and K plus. What is the atomic number of Cl? Cl atomic number is 17, isn't it? What is atomic number of potassium? Atomic number of potassium is 90. So now I'll consider a number of electron present in Cl minus. So number of electron present in Cl minus is 17, isn't it? So there is a minus charge. What do you mean by minus charge? So there is one extra electron. So I'll add that electron and it will be 18 electron. Clear? If in case I'll consider potassium, then number of electron in a potassium is 19, isn't it? And again there is a positive charge. What do you mean by positive charge? There is a loss of electron, so that's why I'll consider 19 minus 1 electron, that is nothing but 18 electron. And these two are equals to each other. So that's why those are known as isoelectronic species. I'll consider another example, that is nothing but Na plus and Fa minus. Na plus and F minus. Na plus and F minus. Here it is 9 and sodium atomic number is 11. So just calculate, those are nothing but isoelectron. Another example, for example, calcium plus 2, argon. Clear? So these are nothing but example for isotonic species. So these are atoms, ions or molecules which contains the same number of electron. Very important, just remember. Clear? So next one, we will move on to this next new topic, that is developments which leads towards a Bohr's atomic theory. What are those developments which was occurred which leads towards new theory, that is nothing but Bohr's atomic theory? We studied about Thomson atomic model, isn't it? We studied about Rutherford atomic model, and the third model is about Bohr's atomic model. For that, these two developments are very important. So first one is dual nature of electromagnetic radiation, and second one is atomic spectra. So what do you mean by dual nature of radioactive or electromagnetic radiation? So dual nature is nothing but it contains both wave nature and particle nature. So there are two types of nature for electromagnetic radiation. For example, I'll consider light. Light is, again, it has two types of behavior. One is wave nature and the one is electromagnetic radiation. And these two factors was not explained by Rutherford and also by Thomson model. And next one is atomic spectra. What do you mean by atomic spectra? And now we know in our Bohr's atomic model, we studied in earlier class that those electrons are move in a circular path around the nucleus. There will be different energy levels, isn't it? There may be different energy level. So that is about atomic spectra. They contains a different energy level. So electron move in a circular path, isn't it? And this one is a second leading factor which explains about Bohr's atom. Clear? So first one I'll consider wave nature, because we considered that electromagnetic radiations are having wave and particle nature, isn't it? That's why I'll consider wave nature of electromagnetic radiation. So what do you mean by wave? Wave is nothing but, again, it is a form of energy, isn't it? It is a form of energy. At the beginning, it was assumed that light energy is transmitted in the form of a particle, so that is known as corpuscles. It was given by Newton. He told that particles may be transmitted in the point or particle nature, so that is known as corpuscles. But at the end of 19th century, the scientist Maxwell explained about the wave nature of electromagnetic radiation. That he explains electromagnetic radiations are in a wave nature. So those are in a wave nature. Clear? So now, what are electromagnetic radiation? What are electromagnetic radiation? He explained that if any particles moves in a or accelerated, it is accelerated, in that case alternating magnetic and electric field will be propagated or transmitted. He explained that when particle moves under acceleration, that particles are accelerated, alternating electric and magnetic fields are produced or transmitted, and those transmitted rays or propagated or those progressive rays are in the form of waves, and he called it as a electromagnetic radiation. Clear? He explained that whenever electrons moves or it is under a acceleration, alternating magnetic field and electric fields are produced or transmitted, and he called it as electromagnetic radiation. Clear? When particles moves with some acceleration, alternating magnetic and electric fields are generated, and those are in the form of waves. So that's why he called it as electromagnetic radiation. Is this clear? Is this clear? So here he explained about electromagnetic radiation. So now the question, what are the characteristic of or general properties of electromagnetic radiation? What are the properties of electromagnetic radiation? First property of electromagnetic radiations is nothing but all electromagnetic radiation travel with the same speed in vacuum of light. Clear? So what is the speed of light? 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. He explained that all electromagnetic radiation travel with the same speed in a vacuum. So that is nothing but around 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. So that was the first property of electromagnetic radiation. So now, second point of electromagnetic radiation, explain that. So here, it does not require, that means there is no requirement of any medium for the propagation. Yeah. For example, if in case I'll consider a sound wave needs a media. Again, I'll consider water wave. Water wave also needs media. That means it needs some medium to travel. It may be air or something. But electromagnetic radiations can be propagated in vacuum. That means it does not need any special medium for the propagation. So this is the second point. There is no requirement of any medium for the propagation. So this is for electromagnetic radiation, and this is the second point or second property of electromagnetic radiation. So now what about third property of electromagnetic radiation? Third property of electromagnetic radiation. In this, again he explained, this consists of electromagnetic, that means electromagnetic radiation consists of electric and magnetic field, isn't it? Oscillating electric and magnetic field which are perpendicular to each other, which are perpendicular to each other, which are perpendicular to each other, and also to the path of propagation, to the path of propagation. So this is third observation or third property of electromagnetic radiation. That is nothing but electromagnetic radiation consists of electric and magnetic field, oscillating electric and magnetic field which are perpendicular to each other and also to the path of propagation. Let me take this as example. So if in case I'll consider these three pencils or pen, so now these all three are perpendicular to each other, isn't it? So if in case I'll consider x-axis here, I'll consider diagram. So this as x, this as y, and this one is z. Clear? So now this one is x-axis and this one is z and this one is y. Clear? So according to this property of electromagnetic radiation, it explains this is a path of propagation. That means waves are traveling like this. Clear? So now this is another path, isn't it? So here electric waves are moving like this. Clear? Electric waves are moving like this and magnetic field is again moving like this. That means direction of propagation is same. Clear? So that's why he explained that. So there's electric and magnetic fields are perpendicular to each other. See, you can see this one is perpendicular to each other, isn't it? So then he explained that those also perpendicular to the path of propagation. If it is a path of propagation, so these two are again perpendicular to each other. So this is a third point. This is a third point. If in case I'll consider this as a wave, then this will be magnetic field. I'll consider it with red lines. So this may be a magnetic field and this one is electric field. This one is electric field and this is nothing but path of propagation. Path of propagation. Clear? So this is path of propagation. Is this clear? So this is about third point where electromagnetic radiations consist oscillating electric and magnetic field and those are perpendicular to each other and also to the path of the propagation. And next fourth point. So here it explains that electromagnetic radiations have, there are so many electromagnetic radiations are observed and those are arranged in the increasing order of wavelength. Sorry, write it as wavelength or frequency. So here there are so many types of electromagnetic radiations are there and those are arranged in the form of or in the increasing order of wavelength or frequency. Clear? And those are situated in one manner. Clear? So I'll consider that one. So there are different types of electromagnetic radiations. For example, visible radiation, IR, UV, gamma, isn't it? Radio waves, microwaves. So those are again arranged in a particular manner. For example, I'll consider those as, so this is nothing but long radio wave, long radio wave, and this is a radio wave, clear, and this one is microwave, then IR, in here visible radiations will be there, and next one, so this is UV radiations, then it is X-ray, and this is gamma ray, clear. So I'll consider its wavelength. So that is around 10 raised to 8, 10 raised to 6, 10 raised to 4, 10 raised to 2, 10 raised to 0, then 10 raised to minus 2, then 10 raised to minus 4 here, then 10 raised to minus 6, then 10 raised to minus 8, 10 raised to minus 10, next 10 raised to 12, 10 raised to 14, and 10 raised to 16. Clear? So here, first I'll consider as R, next M, next I, next V, next U, next X. I'll represent G as, gamma as G. So you have to remember this order, clear? You have to remember order of this one. So just remember it as Radio Mirchi in village under X-ray gun. Clear? Radio Mirchi in village under X-ray gun. X-ray gun. Gun is for gamma. Clear? So radio Mirchi. Radio is for long radio wave and also for radio wave. And M is for microwave. I is for infrared. V is for visible region. And U is for UV. And next one X for X-ray and gamma for G. Clear? So that is Radio Mirchi in village under X-ray gun. Clear? So you can remember anyways, but it was the one form to remember. Clear? So here, just look at here. So this is about a lambda. So that is wavelength. Wavelength is increasing from gamma to radio, isn't it? So here, this will increasing from gamma to radioactive elements. So that is your radio waves. Is this clear? Huh? So then there is a visible radiation, isn't it? Here I'll consider a visible, you can see, I'll consider visible radiations. So I'll continue here the diagram. So here it is a visible radiations, clear, which is around 400 nanometer to 750 nanometer. 400 nanometer to 750 nanometer. So here again lambda increases. And just remember, lambda is inversely proportional to frequency. That means I'll write it as wavelength is directly proportional, that is inversely proportional to frequency. Inversely proportional to frequency. Just remember, if in case wavelength is increasing from gamma to radioactive, in that case, frequency increases from radioactive elements or radioactive waves from to gamma rays. So that is inversely proportional. Is it clear? So these are nothing but about some important properties of electromagnetic radiation. So first one, it can travel in a vacuum. That means there is no requirement of any media. And second one is about those radiations are always under the influence of electric and magnetic field under the influence of magnetic and electric field. Those are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the path of propagation. Clear? And third one is there are many types of electromagnetic radiations are there, and those are arranged in a particular manner. And here another question will be arise, that is, what are electromagnetic spectra? What are electromagnetic spectra? What are electromagnetic spectra? So these are arrangement of electromagnetic radiation and increasing order of wavelength, increasing order of wavelength or frequency. This is known as electromagnetic radiation. Important. What is electromagnetic radiation? Electromagnetic radiations are nothing but those are arrangement of electromagnetic radiation. Those are electromagnetic radiation in increasing order of wavelength. Is this clear? So this is about electromagnetic radiations. Clear? So initially corpuscles were there. After that, it was clearly explained by Maxwell that light or electromagnetic radiations are in a wave nature. So then some basic characteristic of wave. So those are nothing but first one, wavelength. What do you mean by wavelength? So again, here I'll consider a simple wave. Clear? So this is known as crest and this is known as trough. Crest and trough. So now the question is, what is wavelength? What do you mean by wavelength? What is wavelength? What do you mean by wavelength? Wavelength is represented by lambda, isn't it? Wavelength is represented by lambda. So what is wavelength? It is a distance between consecutive trough. So it is distance between consecutive or successive or neighboring crest or trough. It is very important. It is or trough, crest or trough. It is a distance between two consecutive crest or trough is known as lambda. That is wavelength. And wavelength is represented by lambda. Wavelength is represented by lambda, where 1 nanometer equals to 1 into 10 raised to -9 meter, and it is represented, or unit of this one is angstrom and nanometer, and angstrom is nothing but 10 raised to -10 meter. So this is about wavelength. Clear? So if in case I'll consider this one, distance between these two lines or these two, this is nothing but your peak, isn't it? So this one is peak, and the distance between these two is known as wavelength, and distance between these two is also known as wavelength. Clear? So that is nothing but lambda. And second one is nothing but frequency. What do you mean by frequency? So frequency is represented by nu. It is represented by nu. It is nothing but the number of waves passing through a point in second. The number of waves passing through a point in second is known as frequency. For example, if in case I'll consider a point here, I'll consider a point here at this point, and I'll just check for 1 second how many waves are passing through this. How many waves are passing? I'll count it. And those numbers of waves are nothing but, if in case I'll consider a point, single point, and there are so many electromagnetic radiations are moving, and I'll count those radiations or waves in a single second. So that is known as frequency. That is, and it is represented by nu or nu. It is known as nu. Clear? And its unit is hertz. Its unit is hertz, where 1 hertz equals to 1 cycle per second. 1 cycle per second. Is this clear? So this is wavelength and frequency. So next one is about velocity. What do you mean by velocity? We know velocity of light, isn't it? Velocity of light is nothing but 3 into 10 raised to 8, isn't it? So this is velocity, which is represented by c, which is represented by c. What do you mean by velocity? What is velocity? The distance traveled by wave in 1 second. So this is nothing but the distance traveled by wave in 1 second. In 1 second. Same, I'll consider again one wave, single wave. In this case, we consider number of waves, but here I'll consider single wave, and I'll count, or I'll find, or I'll check the distance traveled by that wave in a single second. That is known as velocity. That is known as velocity. And what is the velocity of light? Velocity of light is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Isn't it? So now there is a important relationship between lambda, mu, and c. So that is nothing but c equals to lambda into mu, or else lambda is equals to c by mu, or else mu is equals to c by lambda. So these three are very important equations. Just remember this one. Clear? So these three are interrelated. That c is interrelated with gamma, so sorry, lambda and your mu. Is this clear? Huh? So next topic is about wave number. So about this we will continue in next session. Okay. Thank you.